Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of Token Podcast. I'm your host and sometimes referee, the friendly neighborhood Zach Stat Pearson, and today I'm joined by the officer known as Cops, a one officer Cops.
Hey, how y'all doing?
And of course, I'm joined by he who is without question, although he does like to wear the symbol of it, a one Matthew Lesko himself.
Hey guys, and Officer Cox.
All right. So, in case you've been living under the rock or you're a part of a new generation who always had the internet, sometimes you had to be lucky enough to find out how to get information about, aiding you and supporting you in any endeavor that may require lots of money that you don't have. And before that era, a lot of us like to read books. I know that terrifies most of you, even though you do it on social media all the time. And one name in particular showed up more than almost anybody. And that man was a one Mr. Matthew Lesko. Now, Matthew, can you tell us who you are, or tell the audience who you are? We know who you are,
The
We grew up watching you.
literally.
if the yeah, I've been doing this for 50 years, man. I'm an old fart already, but I'm still doing it. I still got about 10, 15 years left. And really, I've just been trying to educate people about government programs that people don't know about. Our country is divided in two sections, really. We have the capitalism, which runs about, it's probably about two-thirds of everything in our country is capitalism.
Mm-hmm.
That means it's going to cost you money to do anything. If you want anything done, you want to do something, or you want to solve a financial problem, you got to pay somebody. That's what it's all about. Now, that's the two-thirds. A third of our country that nobody knows about is really a community section. So these are people in our community that do things for free. They give you money for free. They give services for free. Everything they do is for free. It costs you nothing. Somebody pays, but not the problem, the person who needs help. So somebody else has paid for this, and that's a third. Now, the other issue is that capitalism, you know how to do that. You go to Google, you put a problem in there, and you get maybe 2-3 billion websites that will help you with that problem,
So
right?
true. So true.
At least Google actually, works as it should.
but if you don't have any money, you're screwed. Okay. And even if you don't have money, you'll borrow money or get scammed or whatever. Now, the places that give money for free are not there. Well, they're there, but you'll never find them.
Yeah, they're very hidden and very exclusive.
Yeah, they're forbidden. Well, here, are you online now? Can anybody have a tab open? They could look at something.
Yeah.
I can open up the tab.
Yeah, go ahead and open up the
Okay,
tab, please,
what I can
Cops.
open up and go to find FINDHELP.org. FINDHELP.
Nothelp.org.
Right. And up
Find,
findhelp.org. O-R-G.
yeah, find free or reduced resources like food, housing, financial assistance, healthcare, and more.
Right. Up on the left hand side, and there's a little search bar on the left hand on top. You see that?
Yeah, the zip code.
Yeah. Put your zip code in there. So somewhere in Chicago, 60606, or something like
That's
that.
actually almost accurate. That's impressive. I'm not
So
even joking.
you got it?
Yep, I'm seeing quite a number of different categories.
Yeah. Now, but below the list of categories, there's probably a big number of how many sources there are.
4,804 in my zip code.
So you have 4,804 nonprofit organizations, government offices that give money to solve problems. This is all free. Now, you'll never find them in Google, but you have them right here. You don't have to give me a nickel.
I am
And
bookmarking
let's
so
let's
much
have a
today.
problem. Okay. Now go up in that little search bar again and put like rent, RENT.
Okay.
Oh.
How many you get there?
96.
It doesn't list the Oh yeah, looks like 96 for
96.
Chicago area.
So there are 96 people will help you if you can't pay rent. I mean, that's astounding to me. Nobody knows that. They think they go to Google. Oh, I tried for a rent grant, and they said they don't have any money. Or shit, you got 96 places to try for a rent grant. It's like getting a date. If somebody says no, man, you got 96 other possibilities. There's no guarantee, but that's what they do. They all help you pay rent. And that's what I'm trying to educate people around. You have these sources here that are there to solve any kind of problem. That you're. I mean, you want to be trained as a broadcaster or something like that. Put in job training up in the top. Looking for a new job. You're not making enough money. Okay.
438 listings.
There's 438 people that will train you for skills for free. You don't have to go to college and pay somebody $40,000. These are the programs that will pay you $40,000 to train for a career for a $100,000 a year job. I mean, it frustrates me that people get pissed off. They can't do anything. Whatever. Man, here are 4,000 people in your neighborhood that want to help you make a better life. Yeah. But you don't know. And what you don't know will hurt you. Because you'll be wasting money and not doing what you want. Whether it's health care, man, put in health care, dental care, I don't care, any kind of care.
I see you're still funny after all these years.
Yeah, the other thing, what's even better than this for healthcare, this is good for healthcare, but there's
937.
another. Yeah, see, the people don't know. They don't advertise. And the other thing that people don't know to do, you have to call people. We've become so lazy. We think, okay, there's grant. Okay, show me the application. I'll fill out the application and get the money. Right? No, it doesn't work that way. You got to find the exact application for you. And you only do that by calling those people, like whether it's rent or whatever. You start calling them. Even though maybe you don't apply for theirs, you have to find out who has the rent money for someone like you. So if you call up and they say, oh, no, this is only for veterans or something like that. Okay, well, they're more likely to know where the other sources are because they deal with that every day. They're helping people with rent problems every day. So they know the landscape and can able to point you where to get that money. So and business is that way. And here's a place to go for business like that. And Chicago's loaded with this kind of stuff. Really good sources for business, for grants and money for people to start a business. You go to SBA.gov, but you don't go to SBA themselves. You're not going to talk to SBA. They have a database of free people that help you find money, find help, find legal help, find marketing help, find technical help, find any kind of help you need to start or expand a business, an invention, a nonprofit, a real estate deal, a freelancer, or an at-home business, and they're mentors. If you go to SBA.gov and then /local, LOCAL, then -assistance. Did you get that, Dr. Crops?
I'm
It
in real
was
time
which
too.
again?
SBA.gov / and then local -assistance.
SBA.gov?
SB, like small business. Yeah. It's
That's a small business association.
Yeah. SBA.gov /local -assistance.
And I see here a listing for zip codes.
Put in your zip code.
And it looks like within 25 miles of my zip code, there is quite a few.
See, what do you got? 10, 20, something?
Looks like 28 partners for SBA.
See, they're nonprofits that get money just to help you and your business, and they don't charge you a nickel. So they're helping people like you all the time. They're going to know shit that's out there that you and I will never find because they do this every day. And you could call and to me, I would call a handful of them
There's
to
a
see
small
how they can
business
help you.
development center. I'm definitely going to make some calls today.
Absolutely. I mean, that and go down and make an appointment, get belly to belly to people because
It
that's how
all
they
comes
help them.
down to
Uh,
being willing to go through the bureaucracy, basically.
Absolutely. Well, for anything. Yes, but you're right. Uh, but it's like that with anything. It's people help people. They don't help digits. They don't help robots. And that's why you get in front of that person as a person. It's hard to flunk you. I mean, I used to be a professor in school in computer science, and there was some kid in the back who was, he was just stupid, always failing and everything. But if he came to see me in office hours, and he'd show me his pictures of his dog and his mother, somehow that kid got smarter. It was harder to flunk him. If I didn't know him, fuck you, you don't believe it. and, and that's what life is. We all want to help people, but we have to relate as a human being, not as a digit. See, everybody's
Empathy.
getting remote. You're just a digit and robots, and that's boring. Yeah.
A robot, a statistic, a number.
Exactly. And so that's why you find people and get them to know you as a human being. They want to help you, and they have that power to do it. They're sitting on that money. Who else would get? You think you get a job handing out $10,000 bills to people? They got that job.
Yeah.
That's a pretty neat job, isn't it?
Well, I mean, that goes
And
without saying that you knocked out the second question, which is what inspires you to do this. You just want to help people. So I am going to move into something that I am curious about. Uh, where do you get those question mark suits? Because I feel like you can't just get those from a store.
no, you can't. Uh, and maybe 20 years I've been doing this now. The first one, I got an old cheap suit. I used to work fancy suits.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then I wanted to do this, and it's funky. And first of all, nobody knows how cheap the material is because they see the stuff. When you wear fancy suits, the people who are clothed interested. Oh yeah, you could tell it's good or bad. When you're dressed like a clown, they don't know materials shit. It just overwhelmed. But at first, I had somebody embroider on a suit.
Mm-hmm.
And there's somebody in the mall that embroidered anything, so I had to put questions all over. Then I had somebody cut out. I'd buy cheap suits, and then have somebody cut out fabric and sew on the question mark. And that was it. Now, man, I found a place on the line. Will make a suit, and it was on. I wanted to look at slim fit. I think like some slim fit stuff, and they were able to silk screen on the suit, and it was really reasonable. Yeah. And then I got the package. It was all by email. I got the package, and I say, it's from Ho Chi Minh City. Ho Chi Minh
Oh,
City.
Vietnam?
Right. These guys were trying to kill me 50 years ago.
I mean, a few decades ago, yeah, that is. Well, I mean, times do change, as they
Have
say.
changed.
Yeah.
Now they're making my suits. And so now what I do, I cut out the middleman. And now what you can get, you don't have the silk screen anymore. There's 3D printing on fabric.
Yep.
Just terrific. So I go on Fiverr. I
Mm-hmm.
find an artist for $20, have them design something, somebody in some country I don't know. They're great artists. And I take that $20 design, I send it down to a place called Spoon Flower.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple of places in the United States, but that's the one I use. And for $10 a yard, they'll make you as many yards as you want. I mean, you used to have to to fabric. You'd have to buy 100 yards to make fabric. Now with 3D printing, it's $10, $15 a yard. That's it. I get 4 or 5 yards. I send it to Vietnam. They make the suit, $50, 100, and I pay more for the shipping than anything else.
That is impressive. They have their
Yeah.
own lore and origin story.
But this kind of stuff, sportswear, this is a lot out there because 3D printing on this kind of stuff is easy. And I use Printful, Printful. Again, I send them an image, and they make pants or jacket or but sportswear, not a dress wear. And or actually, you can get copies of anything I have at lescoclothes.com.
I'm definitely going to make sure there's a link in the description. I am going there immediately when this is over just to see what all you got.
Yeah.
I can't pull off a
And
suit like you, but I can at least do a shirt.
that's fun, and really, it's something inside me. This is me inside, and that's what really changed my life. And when I start living inside out, we all try to be something that everybody convinces us you have to do to be successful. So you're
Yeah.
trying to do this stuff that other people tell you, and you go to school to do that, and you go consultants to do that. The shit usually works. And it didn't work for me anyway. I had a software company in the 70s that fell through, and another company. And then I felt, boy, I'm working my heart out, doing everything like they tell me to do or whatever I was told. I'm still failing. Now this is crazy. I'm losing money. And I said, God, I got to change this thing. Now I can't do this. This is a crazy way to live. So I said, I flip it around. Okay, I'm going to have fun first, not be miserable and fail and maybe have fun. Oh, that's crazy. So, okay, have fun first. Maybe you'll have, be successful. But if you're having fun now, then it's less important. You don't have to be miserable every day.
That is a
The
definition of
millennial
words to
experience,
live by.
man.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't know how long it took you to get there, but I had to go on a similar journey because on paper, I could do so many things, but as one person, there's a limit you can do by yourself. And I would literally
Right.
lay up in the middle of the night thinking I had insomnia because my brain couldn't register what path that I like, that I'm good at, am I supposed to go down. Well, how can I be good at YouTube and all this stuff? I had 50,000 subscribers in under 2 or 3 years after I put effort into it. But I'm also the video editor, and I do the B-roll, and I take care of the audio editing. But in the same breath,
Right.
like I mentioned earlier, I have cousins who are adamantly trying to help me adapt, all forms of media into 2D animation, 3D animation, games, or audio dramas and stuff. Like, what should I be doing? How can I do this? I need to invest the right amount of time. But then when I started realizing how stressed just thinking about it was making me, I had to
Yeah.
do something different. And then that's when I just realized, wait a minute, I am working to live. I'm not living to accomplish a goal, which are two different things. One is just survival. So
All
then
right.
once I finally, for lack of a better term, woke up and I realized, wait a minute, I should just do
Right.
a part time or full time job that I don't hate and use that money to go into a specific path and career. And then once I do that, make sure it's something I enjoy, and anything else is
That's
just
it.
let it be a hobby. So that way I don't feel like I
Right.
did the coulda, woulda, shoulda, and I just ended up over time just becoming a happier person without any outside influence, chemicals, or just my friends to boost me up. And ever since then, and mind you, this was 6 or 7 years ago, I've
Right.
enjoyed the journey I've been on because every day and every time I do something, my first thought is I'm grateful for it because if the old me saw this, he would think he was wasting his time. He wouldn't be enjoying what he's doing. You know?
Okay. But also, I think that we're here to give other people. We're to give to other people. We're here to love other people, give other people, and to give as much as we possibly
Yeah, I
can.
can't take it with me.
I mean, it's hard. Right. Exactly. You're right. And I also feel, see, if you're doing something that is from the inside, you could give that more. And like, it's hard to figure out what your magic is.
Hmm.
And I think the clue sometimes is what's weird about you. People think it's weird. That's probably your superpower, man. Nobody else could be that.
Yeah, because like half ninety
You
percent
got
of what I
to,
want to do is not even for myself. It's, oh, hey,
yeah,
listen, I like your book, I like your game, I like your movie. Can I turn this into
yeah,
another form of media? And then boom, you can
yeah,
go and have a whole new market that you never even thought about. I'm literally trying
right,
to help people build on what they get. I don't need to
right,
do it for me. I like
right.
doing it, and the fact that they can benefit is just a bonus.
Let me stop you there because
Hmm.
what comes to me from the little I've heard you're trying to do that. I'm thinking a way to do that to get income faster because these things sound like big projects and commitments and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Is that to start something now that you could monetize that train people how to do this? If you had a force, maybe even uh,
Training
what do you call them?
schedule.
People who, yeah, maybe not so much or even just uh, a meetup group or something like that of people who want to take their ideas and put them into different formats.
Yeah.
And
Media
so,
adaptation group.
right, whatever that is, and start a community of that. So you could see, because also that's a way to get clients for what you want to do for them.
Mm-hmm.
But actually, you don't have to convince a client to pay these thousands of dollars. So maybe you get $50 or $100 to learn the process to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What I used to do in the beginning of this, when I'm teaching people about government, I used to give a seminar on how to get free money and help from the government.
I heard about
So,
those.
right, and
Yo.
but they were terrible. I mean, the other people, but and for business clients, that's when I was doing it. And then they'd pay a couple $100 to come, but nobody would ever do it themselves. It was the sales call. I would teach them how to do it themselves, but it's a sales call. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you're sitting there with a book idea or whatever, and oh, love to have a movie in this. I wonder how that is. So this guy has a seminar, once a week or something like that, $50, or to learn. But that's really your marketing to find people. See, you can't. It sounds like what you work with you in this day probably thousands and thousands of dollars. I don't know. I'm sure it's different from what media you use,
Mm-hmm.
but that's a tough sell if nobody knows about it, and you need money sooner than the
Yes.
2 year. So another way to create that, which is even, but you're really marketing for the big thing, but you got a way to create income. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you started maybe a Facebook group, or I use something called Mighty Network. And see, this is work for me. I used to sell books and all that kind of stuff, but nobody wants to read books or do anything anymore. People want to be in a community. They help each other. Now, Lesko Help is where people help each other get grants. I got 12,000 people, and they're all helping each other get grants. I don't have to do shit. I'm the trained SEAL out here trying to tell people we got this.
Oh, you're the smartest trained SEAL that ever lived, good sir.
And that's it. So I think something like yours, because you have to know where the income is. I mean, it just, um, but in the short run, long run. And then see, to me, the short run is really you're getting paid to market. And that's usually hard. It's hard to find customers. See, that's right to me. You're not in business until you got a customer. Everybody worries about, LLC and all that. Oh, well, that shit doesn't matter. If you don't have a customer, you're not in business. Fuck it.
So true.
You
So true.
don't have to
Pretty
do
much.
anything. Yeah. It's worthless. Everybody and everybody has thousand things you should do, and they all sound reasonable. But you have to find the critical success factor.
Mm-hmm.
There's only things that are one or two things that are critical. The most critical thing is a customer. And people start up businesses worrying about 1,800 other things except the customer. They think of it won't. It'll evolve. And now, see, to me, you take that idea, and to me, see, what you're doing is a sexy little idea. You have all these authors. Oh, yeah, I'd love to have a gothic novel made out of this. Or, yeah, I'd love to have a short subject made out of my ideas and books. Or how to take your idea and get it in 15 mediums or whatever. And so you just explain what you know. You don't have to know everything. You just have to know more than the person who paid. That's all.
That is not the first time I've heard that, and I'm not gonna lie. I have had some success with that. Like I said,
Yeah.
I enjoy the whole entire process. The only downside, if you can call it that, is that I don't have enough clients to do it year round. But I'm definitely going to be looking into everything you teach me. If there's ever a good teacher, we all know it's you, and I'm going to see if I can grow that client base.
Uh,
Okay.
I know. What do you do, Dr. Cops?
Me, bunch of different things, really. Mostly jumping from job to job.
Uh-huh.
Mostly
What do you
retail.
want?
Mostly
Retail?
dealing with people.
I like that. You like retail face to face? Is that what you mean?
Well, I like interacting with people, but
Uh-huh.
retail is by no means an enjoyable profession.
Yeah,
Especially around
no.
Black Friday.
Yeah, that's sort of like
Um,
you have to be in that's like jail. I did a lot of retail when I was young too.
That's not the first time I've heard that comparison.
Because you have to be there, yeah, all the time. Now, if you're an officer, yeah, you could leave or come or go, whatever. Uh, but how about subject areas? What are you interested in subject areas? Like, where's your passion? I mean,
uh, honestly, what you mentioned of wanting to help people,
yeah,
that's something that speaks to me personally.
okay. Uh, what do you? I mean, do you have? You love golf or something? I mean, what kind of areas of interest that would help people? Or a problem you want to solve. In other words, maybe something like that. Okay, you want to find a better career. Okay, I guess you're in your 20s somewhere, uh,
30s.
30s. Okay, so you want to get out of what you're doing and something you really want to do. Okay, now maybe so you want to go on that journey, and maybe uh, you start a group that you don't charge for. Don't charge in the beginning because you don't know what you're doing. Doesn't matter though. It's not that you don't know what you're doing. You don't know what people will pay for. Is the important thing. If you'll figure out how to get. If you learn what they need, you could get it for them. But you don't know what that is and what they're paying for. So I'm wondering if you just put something or did a meetup. You know, meetup.com.
I'm familiar with that
Meetup.
site.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing. You could put something on there like uh, uh, meet up for people in the 30s whose careers going nowhere.
No, you can actually do that.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So you now have a meetup, cost you nothing. You go to some restaurant, everybody buys a pizza or something, and you exchange ideas, and you listen to other people like you to see what they're trying to do, and you just listen to other people like you because all you think is you, and you can't see it maybe as, hey, there's thousands of people like you. So maybe if you
Throw in others with their own ideas, and
exactly, yeah.
maybe they've got something that works.
Right, not only something that works, but something when that yes that works or not, but it's more uh, to what kind of package or product or something that is sellable to do that. I mean, maybe you can like 15 things not to do when you're trying to change your job, or something that gives help so they could sit and think about what they really should do. Okay. So if
Insurance.
you're going, yeah, if you're going through the process, well, that gives you passion to try to help other people to go through the process. So in other words, you're trying to hold hands with a bunch of people doing it together to see that, if there's something marketable in that. And then you're also exploring your own idea instead of just having it whoosh around in your own head. You get other people with the same problem wishing around, and that comes out with a little more direction sometimes to at least try things and start failing at some stuff to see. So yeah, and not only requires a catchy title, and I would put a couple titles. Yeah. Uh, just to grab attention. This is one of the things I wear the suit is whatever. The most important thing is getting people's attention. So hard. And
The suit definitely helps that.
exactly. And see, when I start wearing it, we had 500 channels on TV. I don't know what we would watch TV. So you sit there, flip through the channels. And my idea was, who's that asshole with the question mark suit?
I mean, that's not what I was. It was like, wait, why is the Riddler walking across the TV in an infomercial?
Right. Yeah.
For me, when I was a kid, I saw it and thought, who's this dude with the question mark and the cool looking hair? Crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
you didn't necessarily leave a negative impression. That's probably why you do so well. I've never heard anyone say a negative thought about you.
well, people who hate the government hate me.
Oh,
There's a
well,
lot of
yeah,
people.
I guess. There's always that.
But
Yeah.
I mean, just try crazy stuff because you don't know what to do. No, none of us do. The only thing I know you should not do is nothing. So
Yes.
anything above nothing is a win,
Yeah, and
no matter how shitty it is.
I know someone who's a big fan of yours. I used to think they were almost too optimistic, but then I realized they were telling me the truth. They used to tell me, "Hey, listen, Mr. Pearson, even if your business fails or your ideas fail, I want you to remember most successful businesses became successful after they had a previous failure. It's actually documented." I'm like, oh, well, that's a lie. Nope, he told the truth.
It is. I mean, you look at anything new, you learn. Walking,
Yeah.
you had to fall on your ass a lot. And the other problem with that is that you tell your loved ones you want to do this crazy idea, and they say, "Don't do that. You're going to fail," and you probably will. That's why the answer to that to me is yes, I know. there's potential to fail in anything you do. So if somebody's going to try, loved ones try to protect you, not to fail. When in fact that's stopping you from growing. For you to grow, you have to fail. So you have to get out there and fail. And that's why the thing to me is you try things without money. See, but if you're going to Google, you think you need money to try things, and you don't.
Yeah.
And that's crazy. Or like you, Zach, you could do a free a seminar at the local library on how to take your book and make a cartoon out of it or a movie or anything. And you just say what you know about it. It costs nothing. They'll advertise it. Maybe get a handful of people. That's fine. You'll learn something about doing that. And maybe you can get a bigger crowd by saying it somehow. But you have to do something. The only sin is doing nothing and waiting for the right idea. I remember walking down, in Washington. I can't think of $1 million idea. I can't think of $1 million idea. Then I was thinking, nobody buys perfect ideas. Nobody buys anything. Look at this stuff is cheap. Why am I trying to be perfect at something? Nobody buys perfect.
That is true.
That's true. And so media is good, but you have to start trying something to even get to mediocre or what it is because you don't understand what people pay for. And that takes trial and error. That's fine. So don't tell your friends what you're doing because they'll take you out of it.
You gotta walk before you can crawl, and you gotta fly too. Okay, well, with that being said, that brings me into the next question. Because I mean, I could ask a financial expert, but they may just blow smoke up my ass. So I figure I might as well ask Mr. Lesko himself. Compare the '90s when it came to grants and grant regulation to now. Do you feel like it was better or easier to get grants in the past, or do you feel like in the modern era it's become much more simple?
Well, I think it's easier now. There's not more. I mean, the COVID taught the country that the government gives out money.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it
before
did.
COVID,
Unless you're in
before
Alaska, apparently
COVID,
they've been getting it for years.
right? Before COVID, I used to have to explain it. Yeah, and the government is more than the post office and the IRS and the DMV, and the rich people use the hell out of it, and that's what I'm fighting because I know every millionaire. And that's what when I started this, I was helping millionaires get this stuff. They become billionaires. I said, shit, everybody should know this. And that's my mission now to make sure the average person knows about this stuff. And it's, I got enough to do for at least the rest of my 10, 12 years or whatever the hell I have left. Uh, but and it's getting worse for the average person. Incomes are going down. I don't know if you can relate to
Ironically,
this,
work hours are going up.
exactly.
Mm.
And
People are getting all more anxious.
right, because 90% of us are losing in wages. This is the total amount, the graph, the total amount of wages in the country. Okay.
That is
So back
frightening.
in 1980, the red mark is the bottom 90% of the country.
Uh huh.
Back in 1980, the bottom 90%, that's most of us, were getting 70% of all the wages. The top 10% was getting 30%. Fast forward, guess who's going down? Instead of getting 70%, the bottom 90% is only getting about 55%. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're losing. Guess who's winning?
Of course.
Getting the top bottom, they're getting a bigger piece of the pie. You know, and that now here's more astounding, at least to me. We're number one in creating poor people
That
in
is
developed.
frightening.
Yep.
Isn't that? I mean, this is America.
Every time I hear it, it just gets a little bit more frightening.
Yeah. I mean, this is just the developed countries, so the rich countries. We're not in Africa or somewhere. 30 rich countries, we have more per capita poor people than anyone else. 17%. Most have about 7, 9%. There go my glasses. Hold on.
They got sad when they heard the news.
Right.
Hmm.
I mean that motivates me to help people know that there's help for them. And they don't even know there's help out there, right? And not so much just the living expectancy to start a business, to start creating income, to get the training. You saw what was there 200, 300 job training programs. When you went to find help, all those people can get paid to learn a skill to make money, but they go to Google and they'll never find them. All the people in Google want to get your money. Yeah. And that's what happens. So that keeps me going. And next year, they're going to give out more money than ever before. I just did this morning. Look, the White House has a budget they give out every year, and the payments to individual, they give out $4 trillion every year, and next year it's going to be almost $5 trillion. So it's going to be more money next year than ever before. This is Trump. He's going to cut budget. It won't. I mean, anybody new comes in town, it takes them a couple of years to figure out where
it's never an instant process.
Right. No. And even if
immediate.
Right. Not only is it immediate, but even they can't do a whole lot. They just sort of change it a couple of degrees. So it's like a ship in the ocean,
Yeah.
But a couple of degrees could mean something even 10 years down the road.
Exactly. It's one of the things that I honestly love and hate about the government. No matter who you are, what side you lean on, blue, green, purple, south, whatever, people don't understand that the person you got in charge doesn't mean that they automatically become a dictator. Well, barring certain circumstances, and they can just magically make everything different overnight. Most of the positions in government that people don't think about are appointed. You can't train people to do it because if there's only 2 people that can do it per se, what do you look like giving out degrees? And also the previous person who's leaving, the incumbent, they're not going to train the next person. So there's always going to be a delay before things can show any form of improvement. But the minute you go on any form of social media, wow, I hate this president, or I hate this mayor, or I hate this governor for doing this thing that he didn't have direct control or say over. I'm just like, wow, that's impressively stupid. We're taught as early as grade school that the government is divided in 3 ways, and we're taught that there's different branches and everybody can affect everybody if they go overboard. And because you're having one small problem over here that was not caused by the active president, you've decided that, no, this must be the president's fault. Maybe you should just learn how the government works so you can improve it. It doesn't fail, and then, without fail.
And then we believe stuff on the internet about what is the right. You call the government. The government has to talk to you.
No, they don't.
Then there's all the disinformation and misinformation.
Exactly. Somebody has
a problem.
Exactly.
Bird flu.
Right.
It's not United States.
Right. Yeah. That's good. Oh, you guys are fun. But yeah, just keep doing stuff. I mean, the key, you don't know what to do. You're gonna have to try a lot of shit that's gonna fail. And there's no shortcut. And you like to, and you're gonna waste a lot of money, trying to find out the perfect thing, and it's not there. So the way to get the perfect thing is take your own ideas and make them fail so you could see closer to
Yeah.
what the perfect thing is for you, not
Water the
somebody
seed,
else's
something's
perfect.
going to grow eventually.
Exactly. Right.
Well, I definitely
Yeah.
appreciate you coming through, Mr. Lesko. But before you get out of here, is there any place in particular
Uh,
you'd like to direct our fan base to find you at?
well, it's lescohelp.com. That's our service where the community service helps each other get grants.
Definitely going to
And
get on
that's
there.
$20 a month. Uh, yeah. And then the other thing, if people don't want to give me $20, I understand. No. You could go on YouTube. My YouTube channel has like 9,000 videos.
Woo!
So you can learn a lot of stuff
That's
there.
There's
impressive.
over 9,000.
Don't go there. Don't go there. Let that meme die. But
Yeah, that
man, that is
Matthew Lester.
definitely crazy. 9,000. Don't get me wrong. I only took this stuff seriously as a fluke of why not try it? I had no reason not to. I have a good group of friends who are interested in supporting me. I don't even think if with making a video every single day for like 10 years, I would even get close to that. That is impressive, sir. No one can ever accuse you of being lazy in your age.
Well, I love what I do. I don't work. I haven't worked in 40 years. There's
I
no
mean,
work to do.
that's beautiful to hear, man. And if memory serves, you even got your sister in on this grant stuff, and she ended up making over $1 million.
Right.
Yeah, I remember
Just
that video.
framing.
Yeah, just about frames.
Yeah, just framing pictures for the government in our garage. Lots of ways to make money.
That is fantastic. Well,
Try.
with that being said, Mr. Lesko, I look forward to the next 15 or 20, as you say, years of you
You
helping
bet.
people. And I look forward to seeing whatever apprentice or disciples may come out of it. This is something that shouldn't stop when your heart stops. This is something that should keep people's blood flowing, because empathy is one of the most important things that is undervalued in humanity. And I'm convinced of that. I was in the military. Trust me, I know empathy is not valued enough.
I believe that's all I'm here for.
All right, I definitely appreciate your time, sir, and I look forward to sending you the finalized version. You definitely have a nice day.
Thanks, Zach. And Dr. Cops, see you soon.
You both have a good one. I definitely appreciate you.
Take care. Take care.